Lorianne had brought something up here just a minute ago, and it was in regards of like when you find yourself failing these areas. We in December of last year, we interviewed an incredible author and speaker. His name is Craig Stanlin, who had come from a place of status, got arrested, lost everything, spent years in prison, got out and rebuilt himself. And one of the things he said in the interview that stuck with me powerfully, and I think this is something you're going to be in alignment with, was that we first have to understand, like, there's this place where we stop believing in ourselves because we don't even trust ourselves anymore because we can't stay consistent to our own promises, right? So we start, like, we keep breaking our own promises, and so we don't even trust ourselves anymore. And so, Lorianne, you were saying something just a few minutes ago, like, what happens when you get into this goal setting and in the back of your mind, you already know, I'm just going to fail this like I fail every single outcome.
Yeah, so that's because you're a liar. I mean, again, that's because you're a liar. Here's the deal. Intensity is awesome. We feel great about intensity. I ask so many people in this season of the year, how much money do you want to make this year, right? The number of people who have no business saying this that are going to say $1 billion because it feels really good. And they're, they know we're at a seminar, so we have to go, I don't want to limit myself. And so, okay, man, when's the last time you made 10,000? Never. You're not making $1 billion. Like, if you haven't made 10,000, you're not making $1 billion. If you haven't made 10,000, how about starting 1,000? Have you ever made 1,000? Yes, cool. So can you make 1,000 over and over? What we need to understand is intensity makes us feel good as we're setting our outcomes targets, right? But the problem is when we set up an intensity that's way beyond our ability to be consistent, we are going to fail. Like, sometimes when you feel like I'm just going to fail, you're right. So say, okay, what is my level of consistency? What do I know I can consistently do? Then how can I step forward? Now, I may want to make $1 billion, but I'm probably not going to do that this year. So, hey, 10,000. Can I make 10,000 a month? Can I turn 10,000 a month into 20? Can I go from 20 to 40? Because we'll get, better. Can I go from 40 to 100? Can I go from 100 to 200? Right now, what we want to do is build consistency before intensity. So if the first race you've ever run in your whole life is a marathon, right? You're going to have some problems. And I know this because I got really excited about triathlon. And the first triathlon I ever signed up for was an Ironman triathlon. I mean, I saw it on TV, right? Like, it's an hour long. It's really inspiring. All these people finish, right? Except for in real life, it's a lot longer than an hour. Like, they don't show the whole race. And it's months of training. And I had so much burnout and I had so much negative emotion because I'd never even done small races. And one of my buddies is like, dude, why don't you just do a small race to warm up? I didn't even know that was a thing. I was like, oh, cool. So I did a sprint. I was really good at the sprint. I even placed in my age group. Then I did, after the sprint, I did a longer sprint. Then I did an Olympic length race. Then I did the half iron. It's like, okay, I can do this, right? So set yourself up to be consistent. And then once you're consistent, add intensity. Right. So if I'm consistently producing 1,000, awesome. Now I want to try to consistently produce 2,000. I don't want to produce 10,000 one day and then nothing for 10 months. I want consistency. And that's how you build. That's how you start to trust yourself. I have 10 promises I keep to myself every day. I've done this for 8 years. That's a lot of promises. It's 3,650 times 8. I don't know the number, but about 24,000 promises I've kept to myself. And I mark it and I keep track of it. That's why I have an app. I have a tracking app that helps me track my life. Why? So I know, am I being true to myself or not? Am I doing the things that put me into power and produce the life I want or not? And I keep score. Like, I do. A lot of people set financial targets because they keep score. A lot of people like weight targets because it's a number. You can put numbers to everything. If
Numbers don't lie.
Move forward.
I love this. So be specific's got a lot.
Well, but it's more than be specific. So once you've broken it down, so just to take like the next step, right? Because I know we're in a limited time, and I always try to pack 10 hours of stuff in 40 minutes. Once you are specific about fitness, faith, family, finance, and fun, what you should ask yourself, or not should, but what I like to do is ask myself, okay, what do I want to change? Right? Like, what must change? Like, what do I want to change inside of fitness? And I really journal that. Like, hey, what must change? Now, this is new for me, and this is what a lot of people miss. They focus all on what must change. Also, though, I'm going to spend some time journaling on what do I want to keep? What must not change? Like, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't want to change because I want this new thing and then lose all the great stuff that's already happening. I want to set up a left and right limit. Here are the changes I want to make, but here are the things I definitely want to keep. Like, I want to make twice the money, but I don't want to lose my relationship with my family in the process, right? And a lot of people, when they set these big targets, they don't fully consider the cost, right? The Bible talks about this. Did you count the cost, right? So I want to do this while keeping that. So, hey, what do I want to change? What do I want to keep?